All right, guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of the DE podcast. I'm joined by Ekamresh as usual. The season is over. Um,
Uh,
yeah, it's crazy. Since October, I mean, it's always crazy when a season ends, but the season's over. The Warriors won the championship. So many things have happened. So we're going to be talking about the finals as well as some free agent news. And before we begin, make sure to like, subscribe on all platforms, and we'll just get right into it. But overall, you guys obviously know the Warriors won 4-2. Game six was a 13-point game, but just overall, I mean, you had so many things, so much history going on. Steph Curry's legacy, the Celtics, they had some experience there. So, like, how much of an impact do you think this made on Steph Curry's legacy in the finals?
Honestly, for me, I think he moves top 10 all time.
Same.
I see people top five. I think that's like a little bit hard, but like somewhere top 10, he's there. I think because now he has everything, right? He has four championships, which is as much as like LeBron. He has a winning finals record. He's 4-2. He has the All NBA. He has the All Star. He's the all time 3 point leader in playoffs and in regular season. He has all those 3 point streaks. Like obviously, some of them that one about getting one 3 pointer every game broke in the finals, but just he has like a lot of those insane streaks with threes. All Star Game MVP. He has two MVPs. He has a scoring title. He has pretty much everything that you can ask for in a career. He has the Olympic gold medal. So I feel like that resume is just so stacked. Like he has to be top 10. Like if you think about like I would probably put like Hakeem or someone or Kobe maybe at 10. And I feel like he stacks up pretty well against both of those guys.
You will put Kobe at 10?
What would you put Kobe at? I mean, I know we're talking about the Warriors, but like
I would put Kobe like top three.
top three.
I
Okay,
think,
okay,
in my opinion, MJ is number one.
sure. MJ and LeBron 1 and 2. That we could leave that. That's fine. Three.
Hmm.
What about like Magic? I feel like Magic is makes a case there.
I thought Kobe would be number two.
Number two. uh,
I mean, listen, I mean, everyone has their own resumes. Like Kobe has five championships. I don't know how many MVPs he has, but he has a lot of
he only
all-star
has
select.
one MVP, two Finals MVPs. I think.
Yeah, and a lot of all-star selections. We know that. So, like, I mean, LeBron does have more MVPs, but less championships. But Kobe or LeBron, I mean, there was a viral video on the internet where like Michael Jordan had to answer that question. He said like Kevin Durant. It was kind of funny, but
Yeah,
but I don't know. I mean, there's so much. I don't know. What's overall, Steph Curry definitely goes into that list of top
yeah.
10.
I mean, do you think he's better than like Tim Duncan? Because Tim Duncan has like this kind of the same. He's like four championships. I think two Finals MVPs, two MVPs, bunch of all
I
defense, bunch of
I just
like
I think something that makes Steph Curry different from others is his shooting, because he's like the all-time three-point leader and he's like insane. And that's what everyone knows him for. Like we talked about in the last podcast, that Steph Curry was like made for the three-point shot. Now when people think of the three-point shot, they think of Steph Curry.
yeah.
So um
And
I
like
don't know.
I feel like if you take like impact, like how much they changed the game, then he's easily top five. Like because he literally changed the whole league completely in the past 7 years or so.
Yeah.
Also, so I mean, I think he's probably gonna be solidly top 10 right now. I mean, they could win next year too. They're probably the favorite right now because they've just been playing so well. And I mean, if they get like James Wiseman back, who might actually be a good addition. Andrew Wiggins is going to stay. I mean, their team is really good. It's not like they're going
Yeah.
anywhere. So, I
And
mean, if
also their team has like a bunch of unrestricted, like Gary Payton the second, Jordan Poole. I can imagine they're probably gonna sign them back.
yeah,
Um, but I saw a name on Belica. He's one of their bench players. He was an unrestricted free agent. I don't know if he made like a big addition to the team or he like did a lot for the team. So if they can like trade him for somebody even better. But
yeah,
obviously there's cap space, and obviously these days there's so many teams in the NBA that are wanting like big stars. Like there's like Miami wants like Donovan Mitchell. You have like the Raptors who want like Gobert or like Bradley Beal. You want like you have like so many teams that own so many different players, and you already have like a big trade with Christian Wood. So the NBA, I think this season, that I mean, I think every season it happens, but I think this season, and especially, it's where like, and there's going to be a lot of stuff in the off season, lots of trades, lots of new teams.
Yeah.
So, so they're going to be exciting. And then for the Celtics, I mean, I mean, obviously, I don't know what it's like to lose in the NBA Finals, but if I was a Celtic, I honestly would not be disappointed because they kind of turned around their entire season. They had a losing record in January. They came back to take the second seed, swept KD and Kyrie when they were full healthy. So,
Yeah.
but then they beat Milwaukee. I mean, so there was like a stat. They lost to the Nets last year. They lost to the Heat the year before that, and they lost to the Bucks before the year before that. So that it said like they beat all the three teams that eliminated them in the past 3 years all in one year. So it's kind of crazy. And then even the Warriors, like Steph Curry played insane that series. Like the Celtics were up 2-1 at home. In game four, Curry had 43 points. Game five, I mean, at least I think what the Celtics have to take in after this series
Game
is
five
that,
was tough.
yeah, exactly. So the Celtics really have to know like this is one stepping stone because like they didn't have the experience going into like even the conference finals. They didn't have much experience, so it definitely showed that they were willing to fight. They have such a great team, but it can also show like when one player doesn't play well or a couple players don't play well that played well. Like game one, Al Horford, Derek White, Marcus Smart all played amazing and won. You know, other games, Al Horford didn't really play well. Marcus Smart actually played pretty well. Derek White not as well. So Derek White and Al Horford didn't play as well. It's disappointing. Even if it's your first time, it's always disappointing to lose in the finals. So in anything. So
Yeah, but I think it's like for me personally, for the Celtics, like anybody who's kind of trashing them, it doesn't really make any sense because in the past 5 seasons since like 2017, because that's when they drafted Jalen Brown. 2018 they drafted Jason. That's when they started putting everything together, like for this finals run team. They made to the Eastern Conference 2017, Eastern Conference Finals 2018, 2019 they had a bad year, got lost to Milwaukee, got rid of Kyrie. 2020 made it back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Um, then 2021 again, another bad year. But then this year they make it to the finals. So you basically made it to the Eastern Conference Finals 4 out of the 5 years, which is absolutely insane for like such a young team. So I think like they can only go up from here. Hopefully next year Robert Williams is more healthy. He'll just have a better impact overall. He'll probably improve too. Jason Tatum is probably going to get much better along with Jalen Brown because they're still like early 20s, so they're so young. I think the Celtics are only going to go up from here, and I think that they're definitely going to get a championship sometime in the future
yeah,
with this core.
because even though Jason Tatum didn't play well, he's young, he's inexperienced. The Warriors, I'm not saying they're old, but Steph Curry is 34 years old. So in 3-4 years, maybe five, like the Warriors won't be as good. You still have Andrew Wiggins, who's still like I think late 20s, and then you have like Jordan Poole. So I remember I saw a post where it's like, the Warriors are gonna have a really strong team because you got Wiseman, Poole, Wiggins, Kaminga. Like that team's gonna be in
Gary
Kawhi.
Payton,
Yeah, that team's gonna be like absolutely solid, even after Curry, Thompson, and Green probably retire or leave. Unless they go to a different team, obviously. But it'll be cool if Steve Kerr keeps coaching for that long. I mean, he's
yeah,
not he's not like old. Like he can still coach for like more years. Um, but
yeah,
yeah,
and like I'll also like kind of think talking about Andrew Wiggins, like he had a huge like resurgence, like I would say this past 2 years with the Warriors. I think that was probably one of the best things, or if the best thing that happened to him in his NBA career. Because after like the whole Minnesota thing, and especially the last few years, like after 2019 when Jimmy Butler got traded away, everybody was just trashing Wiggins. They were like, "How did he get picked number one overall?
yeah.
He doesn't really deserve it. He doesn't want it." And so like being with the Warriors for these past 2 years have really helped him. Like he got the All Star starter this year, got the All Star selection also, and now he has the championship. And he was probably the second best player on the Warriors in the finals, probably better than Clay, honestly. So he had a really good season this year.
Yeah, Andrew Wiggins, like people were trashing him for the number one pick. They were trashing him because even okay, I'll be honest, I'm guilty. I was trashing him too because
Yeah, me too.
about his all-star starter. I didn't think he deserved it, but then after seeing the finals, I mean, it was just amazing. And I mean, and you couldn't really. I'll just say you couldn't really see his impact as much on the Timberwolves I mean, it could partly be because the Timberwolves weren't a good team when he was there, or maybe they're okay, but he definitely showed himself, and he's a good future ahead of him. Um, and he could even do better, in my opinion, because
Yeah,
his stats aren't like out of the roof. Like he did like he did like better than average for himself, so he could definitely step up in the future. Um, and I think
yeah,
it'll be
and like considering how they like in 2017-18, they had like basically Steph was probably averaging 25, Clay 20, Draymond like 8 or 7 or whatever. And then they had Katie also who was averaging 27. So there's definitely a lot like they've already shown that they can have like this big three system with three players averaging like 20 more points per game. So Andrew Wiggins could definitely like have a breakout year next year where he averages like 24 or something, um, along with Steph.
yeah. So
I mean,
the Warriors.
I got one more question for you actually, Daniel, about the finals. How would you like? Let's say like, 2016, like I know you're gonna say, but like, where does this rank like in the top series since 2016? Like, where would you put it overall?
Not number one, if you want me to say that. Number one is the
What's number
Raptors.
one? Number one's Raptors, of
Raptors,
course.
Warriors, all the way. The Lakers Heat series. I mean, Game 5 was really cool with Jimmy Butler, but other than that, I don't remember much about it. I mean, it was historical because of the bubble. 2018 too. That was just the most boring playoff series ever.
That was so bad.
I didn't even watch game 3 or 4 because I was just like the Warriors are gonna suck. The Warriors are gonna sleep. It's over. 2017 was also so. I mean, it was really cool to see KD in his first finals, but again, um, I think the Warriors Rockets stuff that those years was better.
Yeah.
2016 was, I mean, number two in my opinion, because even though I like the Warriors more than I like the Cavs, and Steph Curry is arguably my favorite player, I didn't like seeing the Cavs one, but I knew that it was like really cool.
Mhm.
2021 was also, I mean, every single year was cool because you had a different, like in the last 3 years, he's had different teams winning. You had Kawhi and the Raptors, you had Giannis and the Bucks, you had LeBron win again, you had, now you have Curry winning again. So it's crazy. But I would say probably like number three. Yeah,
Okay.
because there was more history made and it kind of showed like the struggle. I mean, I think the more another series with struggle was like the Bucks because Giannis just trusted his team and he won. But with Clay's injury, Steph had an injury, Draymond struggling, like everyone struggled really bad. And then once everything finally came together and they won, it was like that sweeter. There are still people arguing that the Grizzlies could have beat the Warriors if John Morant did not get injured.
No way.
Yeah, that's what I don't think that that would happen. I still think that the Warriors would have won. Um,
No, I think the Warriors would beat them in like, well, they beat them in what, 6? They would probably just beat them in 6 anyway.
yeah, that's what I think. But um, now obviously like Clay Thompson, like we posted a short about it where Sharon Jackson Jr. tweeted strength in numbers after they beat them in game 5, I think, or game 2, one of the two. And Clay Thompson just said he's going to retweet it. I was trying to look if he did, and he didn't retweet it yet. But yeah, I didn't watch the Warriors parade today, but I did see that Draymond Green was like cursing. It was so funny.
Of
Like he just,
course.
and then I saw a funny short video of Clay Thompson. It was like 4 years ago, and he was going off a turnover. He was sprinting down, and there was Kevin Porter. Oh, there was Kevin Porter Jr. for the Rockets, like dribbling the ball down here, and Clay just like drove and just tackled him like a football player. It's so funny. So like what Draymond's like nowadays. Um, but yeah, I mean, definitely the off season, we're gonna have a lot of good content because there's gonna be a lot of trades, and I'm sure we'll find some more stuff to talk about. And then obviously preparations for next season. Like it is June, so you're gonna have like 3-4 months of off season stuff. But we could see stuff from other teams like Ben Simmons. Will he come back? Will he finally come back to the
I
league?
keep forgetting about him. Like
Yeah.
I just didn't even think about that he was on the Nets.
Yeah. But I think since the offseason has already started, I have something that I wanted to share after that we talk about this last trade. We have the Dallas Mavericks. It's a few days recent, so I'm sure a lot of you guys watching know, but the Mavericks are setting Boban, Sterling Brown, Trey Burke, Marquise Chris and the number 26 pick to the Rockets for Christian Wood. And, Christian Wood and Luca. Will Luca have the new superstar? Like Christian Wood obviously played well in Houston. And, in my opinion, I think he could translate it well to Dallas. I mean, it's good that they still have like Spencer Dinwiddie, Jalen Brunson, Tim Hardaway Jr., Maxi Kleber, Dwight Powell. So they have like a solid young team. Now Boban and Luka, it's sad. You're not gonna see any of those short videos anymore on your like Instagram feed of them hanging out. But I think with Sterling Brown, Trey Burke, Marcus Chris, none of them had like an extremely large impact on Dallas. So
Yeah.
I think that's good to just trade away those role players who didn't do much, or maybe give them another opportunity. And for Houston, I think it's also good in my opinion, to get like Marquise Chris, who's a good center, to replace Christian Wood in the lineup, and then if they get Paolo Banchero in the draft, maybe. So I don't know. What do you think?
Well, for me, a little bit weird. For Houston at least, we don't know like if they made the right decision until they make their draft pick, because right now they just traded away their best player. Essentially, like he's their best player right now. And they got rid of he plays power forward center, so they got rid of their main guy there. They obviously have Alfaroud Sengun. He's really good. He had a good rookie year, so we'll see if he gets somewhere next year again. But if they get like Paolo, or I mean, it'd be weird if Chet fell all the way to 3, but
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, let's say he does. If they get Chet, I think that it's totally worth it.
Yeah, my friend met Chet today. I don't know
Today?
where. Yeah, I don't know where, but like he posted a picture on like Instagram, and he had like a picture with him. It's so weird.
That's kind of sick. Like,
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's it's how every single trade goes. You trade, everyone gets excited, and then finally when you step on the court, it's like Russell Westbrook. Everybody was so excited, and he goes in the court and he like has some embarrassing highlights.
do you think that? How do you think it's gonna be for the Mavs? Because I feel like Christian Wood, he's like offensively, he's like better than Porzingis was. Defensively, he's worse, even after probably Porzingis' injury. So do you think like they kind of got the same style of player, like someone who can shoot the 3, who's a big guy, stretches the floor for Luka? Like, do you think
I
he's
don't
good?
even though Christian Wood came to the Mavericks, I'm sure the Mavericks will probably bring in like a role player during the offseason. Hopefully they can bring somebody with good defense, because maybe and I don't know much, but I mean Christian Wood's defense may be not as good, but I don't think you can really compare it to Porzingis, because Porzingis is like 7'4" and Christian Wood's like 6'11". So that's like a 5-inch difference, and it's kind of big. So, but I think it's a good addition. I think the Mavericks will be pretty good next year, and I think with them making the conference finals, beating Phoenix, I think it's gonna be great. But one other thing, we've been talking about the finals, but one of these coaches, Kenny Atkinson, he is staying. He rejected his job with the Charlotte Hornets as their head coach. I mean, I think it's great, especially in 2, 3, 4 years when Curry, Thompson, and Green are old, because Kenny Atkinson is most known for his youth development. So especially when you have guys like Jonathan Kuminga, Jordan Poole, I mean, you can name those rookies on the like Gary Payton, those guys on the Warriors, like Kenny Atkinson can help them develop. And even before Curry, Thompson, and Green retire, like they could become like Jordan Poole's already playing sensational. So like he could even be better.
Yeah.
But yeah, but there's a few videos I saw on the internet. There's this guy on Instagram. He makes like short videos, and he gives his opinion on like the perfect offseason for different teams in the NBA. And he did it for so many teams, but I can just do a few of them because I'm honestly just curious. So, I guess I can just tell you what he said about it, and we can kind of argue or discuss the similarities between them. So first team I wanted to do was the Phoenix Suns, just because didn't have a good end to the season. But first he said trade for Terrence Ross. He'd be a great 6th man for the team.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but I think the more important thing is like, what are you gonna do with DeAndre Ayton? Because like him and Monty Williams literally have beef.
No, there were rumors about DeAndre Ayton going to the Raptors. I'm like non-biased. Like that's what
The
there were
Raptors.
rumors. Yeah, I'm not even kidding.
Oh
Like
wow.
there are rumors about him going there. So I wouldn't be mad, but trading away OG, I don't know. OG's a good defender, so we need a good defender in exchange for OG. So Rudy Gobert, he's a good defender. Now, shooting wise, I mean, OG's not even a good, not the best shooting wise either. So,
But
but
do you think
3 point,
that do you think the Suns should like keep Aiton in the first place? Kind of going back to that, or no?
um, I don't, I think they should, but I mean, with the beef in the front office, that could also translate to playing. Uh, but the Suns did talk about, the guy said that he thinks that Dario Saric should be traded away because he's been
Sure.
injured for so long. I mean, it's
I
small,
don't think
but
he's like I don't think he's that. Yeah. I think the biggest thing honestly is Chris Paul. Like he's still really old. I mean he's only getting older. He's gonna be 37 next year or 38. I'm not sure exactly, but
huh.
I don't
Well,
know if you want
well,
like Paul still running the show.
yeah.
Yeah, he's 37. He's gonna turn 38.
This guy said trade Rudy Gobert for DeAndre Ayton for a sign and trade and bring Gobert to Phoenix.
Would the Jazz do that? I mean, maybe. That'd be
Uh,
kind of cool. I can't lie.
I mean, to have DeAndre Ayton there and then to have Rudy Gobert in Phoenix, huh? That'd be weird.
That would be really weird. I mean, I think DeAndre Ayton would be good for the. I don't know honestly because like the Jazz also have a really weird situation with like Rudy Gobert. Like you would always think that they'd be better than they are, but they always kind of fell short. They never made the Western
Yeah.
Conference Finals or anything, and you couldn't really tell like if it was just Donovan Mitchell still so young, and blah 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 blah, or is like Rudy Gobert just having him on the floor is like not good because like when the Rockets at least played the Jazz a lot, they just brought Rudy Gobert out of the paint and literally he was impossible. He was just a negative on the floor. So I don't know.
I mean, if we're
It's just,
talking about the Jazz, what does he think of the Jazz? He said pick up Terry Stotts as the
oh, because they don't have
coach.
a coach. Yeah, Terry Stotts. Sure, but I think the bigger thing is like it's Rudy. Isn't Rudy Gobert supposed to get a contract this summer?
Yeah,
Um,
that's why he said shop Mike Conley.
sure, but I would say get rid of Rudy Gobert. Like I feel like you can't pay that guy like a max deal for. I mean, yeah, he's really good and he's giving you a lot of stuff, but it's clearly not working. Him and Donovan Mitchell don't have chemistry, and if you want to keep Donovan Mitchell, get rid of Gobert. Um, so I don't know. I would hate to be the GM of the Jazz. Like I have no idea what I would do, because like, what if you trade Rudy Gobert and then Donovan Mitchell's like, oh yeah, I want out, and then he goes to like he tries to get traded to Miami. Like then you would
Yeah.
literally be in shambles. So
Huh, yeah, that's weird.
what do you say about the Lakers? That's kind of the other one because like we don't know if they're going to trade Westbrook. They haven't really said anything.
I don't know. I think it looks like they're gonna keep him actually. But they said resign. He said resign Malik Monk, which I agree.
Yeah, sure.
But then they said trade Russell Westbrook or figure something out. um, but I don't know. I mean, he said pick up players who are ring chasing, which they literally just did that last season. They picked up Carmelo, they picked up Dwight Howard. I don't know. I don't think that's a good decision.
Rondo was on their team too. They had all the old guys who wanted a ring.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait, he said trade AD.
no,
Wait, for who? For who? For Clint Capella and John Collins. Wait, what the heck? What is
I
this?
would never do that.
This guy's so weird. He said trade AD for Clint Capella and John Collins.
I would trade LeBron actually over AD at this point right now. I feel like
Yeah.
honestly, because like AD at least AD is like 10 years younger than LeBron, so he has like some time. LeBron
Yes,
literally has
yes, that's weird.
right.
Yeah,
It's,
having AD younger than LeBron.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think they should get rid of Westbrook as soon as possible. I don't know though. If LeBron tells them to trade Westbrook, then they'll definitely do it. So they just need to get out of LeBron.
Well, what about the Raptors? I'm just curious.
Okay.
What does he think about the Raptors? Trade OG. Okay. Sign
Okay.
Mo Bamba. What is it? Okay.
Is there? Do they have do the Raptors have a center problem?
I mean, we have Preston Achiuwa, Chris Boucher. They're good. Like they're young too. Chris Boucher is actually almost 30, which is he doesn't look 30, but Preston Achiuwa is really young. Um, Scotty and Siakam are still there.
Yeah.
So, but we need a center, I guess. That's why we're seeing like Ayton, Gobert, and Mo Bamba for like, and
Sure.
they said,
Mo Bamba would be good actually, because like
and then
they're the Magic are not going to re-sign him because
yeah.
they're going to get Chet or
And then we need to add more depth to our bench because our bench, I mean, although it may be a little bit good because like you have like, I mean, you have a Choa Boucher coming off the bench. And like, yeah, we need more depth to our bench and we need to sign somebody good. Not
I
like,
mean,
yeah, I don't know.
do
We
you
need to
want
sign
the
something.
are the Raptors like going for a championship next year or no? Because like
I
I
don't
feel like they
think
have
so.
time because they have time. Honestly, they're
We
so
have
young.
time.
Like
We have
Scotty's in
time.
his second year.
I mean, I want a championship next year, but
Honestly, I mean, if you want a championship, they should go there. Like literally, set OG out and go Bear in
oh, he
and run
said
for the
trade for,
championship. But
he said trade for Bradley Beal.
give up who?
I don't know. He didn't say.
Okay, let's say they trade. Okay, let's say like, okay,
No.
probably OG then. They probably trade
Oh,
OG
yeah.
because
Like OG, and like a couple like bench players and like a draft pick or
yeah.
something.
Okay, I mean, so
I
then
would
get Bradley
I
Beal.
actually I would be okay with that. Getting Bradley Beal in exchange for OG. I mean, Bradley Beal actually his defense isn't that bad. So
And then probably get Mo Bamba also. I feel like you should sign Mo Bamba because they're probably going to get rid of like one of their centers in the trade.
yeah.
So it's like Van Vliet. It's Van Vliet, Bradley Beal, Scotty Barnes, Siakam, Mo Bamba. That's a pretty good lineup. Like,
Van Vliet, Trent Jr., Scotty Siakam, Mo Bamba, and then you have like
well, Beal,
Bradley
you,
Beal.
you forgot. Beal's not going to come
Oh
off the bench.
no, you're okay. So wait, so Van Vliet, Beal, like no, but
Scotty.
then no, but then you have Van Vliet, Beal, Trent, like Scott and like Siakam, and have like Mo Bamba come off the bench or something.
No, they're probably going to trade. They're going to probably have to give up Trent in the
Yeah.
real trade. Like, it'll probably be like
I don't know
OG,
because they're
Trent.
probably get because in like the 2020-21 season, Trent played off the bench and he didn't play as well. And he actually played good this year when he was starting.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. Off the bench, he would be a Spencer Dinwiddie type, maybe. Like
He'll probably get traded though, honestly. And I mean, like if they traded for Bradley Beal, like he would probably be in that deal because
and
Bradley
then we
Beal is
can
like a heavy player.
whoa.
I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, like he costs a lot. You gotta give a lot up for him.
Yeah. Let's take a star player trait. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that lineup would be really good. That could be like top. I don't know,
one.
top five in the East, probably top five.
Well, no, not top
No,
five.
okay, top three, top three.
Okay, that's
Top
better.
three.
That's
I'll give
better.
you top three.
Okay, give me top three.
What do you think Miami needs to do? That's another one because they had a good season, honestly.
Miami resign. Okay, so trade Duncan Robinson,
Yeah, sure.
resign Oladipo probably.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, I've heard so many rumors of Donovan Mitchell in Miami. Like, if you want Mitchell in Miami, you're gonna have to trade like Duncan Robinson. Like, I don't know, you have to trade like Tyler Hero or something. But I don't think they want to do that because he's like 6 man of the year.
yeah. Would you give up Tyler Hero?
For Donovan Mitchell? Huh.
Yeah.
So that's like Mitchell, Lowry, Butler, Bam,
Oh,
PJ Tucker, Victor Oladipo, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent. Oh, that's stacked.
yeah. I mean, honestly, trade Kyle Lowry. Get him out of here. He's not even good. Like he's so washed.
I mean, he did play well in the Boston series.
And like those first two games though, he was like a no-show. So I don't think
That's what you get for leaving Toronto.
no, literally, I think they should get rid of Lowry.
I mean,
Then maybe
let's see.
Duncan.
Kyle Lowry, so He didn't play in game 1 or 2 because he was
Yeah, no,
injured.
that's why he was a no show.
Game 3 he had 11. Game 4 he had 3. Game 5 he had 0 and he played. Game 6 he had 18. And game 7 he had 15. He averaged 13 on the season. That's like his worst shoot. No, that's his. I mean, not like include like from 2010 to now. That's his worst shooting season.
Yeah, and Pat Riley literally called him overweight. He was like, Kyle could do some more push-ups or something like that. He literally told him that. So I mean,
I mean,
so
Kyle Lowry is kind of thick though.
I mean, no, but literally, I think that they should trade Lowry, get Lowry, Robinson, put like some picks if they have picks from other teams. Send that Donovan Mitchell, or maybe even put like some of their younger guys.
So
I don't know.
so like in conclusion, the Jazz need to like rebuild.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, when your head coach resigns, it's not a good sign.
You have your head coaches resigned. Donovan Mitchell's upset. Rudy Gobert's upset. Like, yeah.
You haven't made like it past the second round in 5 years.
That's tough.
Rudy Gobert is supposed to get like the second biggest contract in the league, which would be insane.
No, I don't want, dude. There's no way.
No, literally, if you look it up, like
No,
Rudy Gobert is supermax.
I think I've heard of that, but like Rudy Gobert.
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
know if he's
yeah.
worth it.
I mean, yeah, his defense is probably top 5, top 7 in the league, maybe. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't know. He's like no, he's probably like top 2 defensively.
Behind who? Like,
He might even be number 1. I don't even know who else is.
like who won? Who was it? Oh, Marcus Smart won defensive player of the year.
Marcus Smart shouldn't have even been defensive player of the year. Like,
I think Marcus Smart is more defensive player of the year for his like steals and stuff.
yeah, and like versatility because he guards like 4 positions or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like Gobert is just insanely good at the rim. Like the difference in field goal percentage and all that, all those statistics are insane when you look at them. I feel like only Anthony Davis was really close to him in that. But it's still weird because even though like Gobert won 3 defensive player of the years and they still literally did nothing in the playoffs every single one of those years.
Yeah, it's so true.
Like
they need to do something.
And the weirdest one was last year because they were the number 1 seed. Then they lose to like
that was
Mann,
weird,
right?
That was weird. They lost to the Clippers.
And it was game 5. They let like a 25-0 run. Terrence Mann dropped like 39 points on them. I literally remember when we did the podcast on it. Like
and Kawhi, like he played like what? Only game 1?
No, he played like the series, but he missed like game 5, I think, or game 6. He missed one of the last 2 games, and they still lost. It was so weird. Like that's it. And then like they choked the 3-1 lead in 2020 to the Nuggets in the first round. That one was bad.
That was funny.
That was terrible. And then 2019 they just got destroyed by the Rockets. 2018 they got destroyed by the Rockets.
2019, really?
Yeah.
That was only 2019.
Yeah.
Dang, that's tough.
They've literally been losing 2018, 2019, 20, 21, 22. They've lost every single year. Like cannot make the Western Conference Finals at all.
That's tough. That's crazy.
Who had a more disappointing season? Let's just do that. Let's kind of wrap this up. Was it the Suns? Was it the Jazz? Or the Nets? Out of those 3 teams, who like rank them in order of most disappointing season?
So Nets, Suns,
and Jazz.
Wait. Jazz lost to. Did they even make? They made the playoffs. I'm stupid. They lost to who? Who did the Jazz lose to?
Grizzlies, right? Wait.
No.
I'm Viking now. I can't even remember.
Who did the Jazz lose to? Mavericks? Yeah, Mavericks.
Oh, yeah, the Mavs. And Luka didn't play, yeah.
Yeah, and when Bogdanovich missed the game winner to go to game 7, yeah, I remember that. Okay, fine. I don't know, because people weren't really paying attention to the Jazz much. So the Nets and the Suns, I can't say the Suns had a disappointing season. I think the Suns are, because Suns got 60 wins. It's season. It's not just playoffs.
Yeah, but like playoffs are like where you're supposed to show what you.
I guess so. I mean, Suns they beat the Pelicans in 6 though. That's not like a good result against them. So
Yeah, it's not amazing.
I could kind of see it from the start that they didn't look as good, but maybe like the Suns. I mean, I think the Nets had the worst. If I'm being 100% honest, they just got swept right away by the Celtics. And
Yeah.
although game one was like a game winner and stuff, which could have made a turn in the series,
Like
they
all the
still
games were really close though. Like they were like decided by like 5 points most
yeah,
in all
but
of them.
still, like I think they should have won by more. It should have been like 2021, except they didn't have James Harden. Um, they Ben Simmons, but Seth Curry was on the Nets, and Seth Curry is a good player. So that Seth Curry needs to be better next season. I mean, not even that. KD played well. Kyrie also. I think they did play well, but like, yeah. So I think that the Nets are the most disappointing, and maybe like Suns second, and Jazz because nobody paid attention to the Jazz. The Jazz had so much going on where no one really even cared because they had so much going on in their front office. Like
Yeah.
everyone knew was going to happen, and there weren't like really high expectations for the Jazz. They just knew that if the Jazz had like a 15-point they're going to blow it every game.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's my rank. What's your ranking?
I think honestly, I think I'm gonna go Nets number 3, just because like I don't know, they were injured and everybody kind of knew that they weren't that good. Like you're the 7th seed, you're not gonna be really that good. Jazz number 2, um, kind of for the same reason that you said. I just think that the Nets weren't really that disappointing because everybody kind of expected them to lose since they just fell down the rankings so much by that point. And then Suns number 1 because like they were up 3-2. This was supposed to be Chris Paul's year. They were supposed to challenge and beat the Warriors, and then they just get the destruction in Game 7. That I just will not like forget that when they
I turned my TV off after the first quarter. I was like, no.
yeah I could have started like when I saw that Luka had like 27 points and the Suns had 27 points. I knew it was over.
Dude, that was
Like
funny.
like when Luka is literally outscoring your whole team at halftime, you're not in a good situation
Yeah.
at all. So I kind of knew that it was over the moment that happened. So Suns number 1. I don't know. We'll see what happens if they can even come back, but it's gonna be a crazy offseason overall. I can already tell.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna be fun. Um, I don't know. I want the Raptors to make some big moves because I'm a Raptors fan and we need to win a championship soon. We can't go longer than 5 years without winning. But I think it's gonna wrap it up for today, guys. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and we'll get some more podcasts going during the off season. We'll invite some people on and make sure to like, subscribe. And with that being said, me and Ekamresh will see you guys next time.